Hey guys, welcome back. Today I am in the shop and it's a pretty slow day for me. It's Wednesday. Typically Wednesdays are on the slower side, Tuesdays and Wednesdays, and Thursdays if I'm being honest. But I don't have any appointments today. Sometimes I get a walk-in, but what I'm going to be doing today is just a few housekeeping things around the shop. I have to fold all of this. This is some towels and bed sheets and stuff from facials I did last week. And I have some robes also in there that I have to hang up. So I'm gonna be doing that, folding this stuff, getting it put away, just doing a little tidying up. And that's typically what I do on days like this. I just kind of, clean up and tidy up around the place. So that's what I'm gonna do today. I have to do a little tax stuff, and yeah, that's it. So I'm gonna try to vlog as much as I can today. This is where I store my towels. These are like my rolled white towels and then my folded black towels. And I also store my black headbands here. And then these are just little racks that I use to clean up. That's it. And then my sheets are here. I usually put my fitted sheets on this side. And then I put my flat sheets on the other side. And then I have to stock up some of my retail products. I had to make some more soaps and a few body oils. So I'm gonna stock up on that. This is my retail shelf, if it'll focus. One of my retail shelves. I have another one over here, makeup that I make. And then on the other side, I have my skincare retail shelf. So here I have to put some more soaps here, a few body oils here and here. And then at the bottom down there, I think I'm gonna start back making body butters, whipped body butters, and I'll be stocking that bottom shelf up with some body butters. Okay, that's much better. So here are my soaps. This is my oatmeal honey lavender soap. This is really great for dry skin and people who have like eczema and skin conditions. Then this is my turmeric brightening bar. Really good for like dark spots on your body and, you know, on your skin and on your face too. And then my oil is stocked up. I have amber scent, baby powder, and French vanilla. And then I have lavender over here. And then down here, these are a recent ad. I actually need to put these on my website, but this is teak wood. It's beard and body oil for guys. I have teak wood, and then I have sandalwood. So that's it so far. And the next thing, I'm gonna have to turn the music down 1 second. Okay, hopefully that's good enough. The next thing I'm gonna do is cut these. These are paw sponges, some of the best sponges I've used. And I like to use these on clients when I do makeup. So I'm gonna sanitize my hand real quick. And I like to cut those in half just to be able to stretch them. And honestly, you only need like half to do the face. So I'm going to do that now. And I found the easiest way to cut it is to get this and start cutting it. Gotta make sure it's even. Okay, start cutting it. And then once I get a little bit cut, I just take the rest and just pull it apart. Carefully though, because it will get off center as it's starting to do here. And that's it. And then I turn one sponge into two, doing it that way. And it stretches for a lot longer.
Get me midnight. You whip up my appetite. Don't leave me here high and dry. Oh, well, I don't wanna jinx it, baby.
And I'm all done. So there are my sponges. I have my little, what do you call these? Little puffs. These are other sponges that I bought, but I'm not a huge fan of these for doing other people's makeup. So I usually just stick with these. I have a couple of new back bar products. I have like a new facial that just went live on my site. I have a new facial that just went live on my site, and I was waiting for a couple things to arrive for that. And one is the coconut papaya enzyme by Skinscript, and the other one is the citrus seed nourishing cream. This was sold out for a little while, and so I got that. These are, well, not the enzyme, but this citrus seed is retail size. I did explain it in my back bar tour video, my last video. I explained why some of my products are retail size instead of like the back bar size. If you haven't checked it out, go ahead and watch that. I'm showing all of my back bar products there and explaining the things I like, things I don't like, and just some other stuff. So go check that out. Now I need to go through my makeup, and I'm trying to decide. Let me set this up real quick. Okay, so I think what I'm gonna do, what I've been thinking about doing, is trying to narrow down, because I currently have a lot of small palettes that I use on clients when I do their makeup, and I would like to narrow it down to like 3 or 4, maybe even 5 really big palettes, great quality of course, but palettes that have different colors and stuff in it, so that I won't have so many palettes floating around. So I've been trying to do that. I did purchase a few new things, and one I brought from home. This is the one I brought from home, the Be Perfect Carnival XL palette, and this has a ton of different colors. And the thing I also like is that it has highlighters over here, and it has 3 different highlighters that I can use on different skin tones. So that I really love, and I do love how colorful it is. So that's gonna take care of the colorful part of my collection. Then I found this one. I actually found this at TJ Maxx. Of course, I have to sanitize all this stuff. But this one I thought was really cute. It's by Morphe. It's the 35 TETs the season. These names. So that's what that looks like. And I think this is a really, really pretty romantic, like a bridal type of palette. Like if somebody needs a really cute bridal look, I thought this would be a great one for that. It has those mauves and purples and soft pinks in them. Then I brought this from home. This is the, what is this? The Beauty Bay Book of Magic. And this has blues and purples inside. And honestly, like, I'm even debating if I'm gonna keep that, you know, keep these smaller palettes here. This is another one. This is the Beauty Bay Wilderness palette. And this has blues, greens, reds, stuff like that. I was just trying to think of like some palettes that's multifunctional, that has like some neutrals in it as well as some colors in it, and those are so. Then I found this at Ulta, actually yesterday. This is the Coffee Shop by Juvia's Place, and this is the perfect neutral palette. I feel like it goes light enough for fair skin and deep enough for really rich skin tones. So I thought this was a very well-rounded palette. I love that the mattes go super dark. Like this shade here, that would work so beautifully on someone with a rich skin tone. So I'm definitely keeping that here. That's brand new. Okay, so now as far as the palettes that's here currently, I want to definitely keep this blush palette here, or blush book. This is by, I'm sorry, blush binder by the Crayon Case. This is helpful because it has 18 different blushes in it, and they go from super light to super rich. And then I have some single shadows, which I might take these back home. I don't know yet, because they are pretty glittery, and I like that, that they're really glittery, because someone might want to come in here and get something that's like really sparkly, really celebratory, and that's a good reason to have this glittery looking palette. This is another palette of singles, individuals. I'm taking this back home. So that's going home. Then I have the Jamrock No Limitations by Playing in Makeup by Yolando. Honestly, this was actually fine. For my colors, my colorful palette, this isn't bad. Now I'm sitting here like, I'm gonna take this back home though, because again, I do like that the Carnival XL Pro palette has those highlighters in there, and that's something that I'm lacking in my collection. I have a few, but yeah, I love the idea of those highlighters. I also have a few of these. I have a third one, but I don't see it. It's somewhere. But the Milani Gilded Minis. This is the wind down. It's like that purple looking tone. And then this one is Champagne Problems, which is a neutral looking palette. I'll take those back home. Actually, I never even use those. Like, well, not on myself. I bought those specifically for the shop. And you know what? I might just sanitize some of this stuff and just like sit it out in the mall to see if somebody takes it. I don't necessarily want to take it back home. I've been really narrowing down my collection of palettes, and I don't want to add more back to it. This is the BH Cosmetics Unleashed Peach Emoji Nude Ego palette. It has a lot of names on this. It's cute. I've never used this. I found this at TJ Maxx, but that's one that I'm gonna get rid of. And then I have a lot of these little ones. or smaller ones. This is the Rock Pro Palette Artist Edition, the Meraki, and this is super pretty. It's like a neutral cool tone palette. I don't know how I feel about this palette. I like that it's more of a cool tone palette. It is really pretty, but it's super powdery, and I don't know, I used it once and I didn't love it, so I really don't know if that's gonna stay here or not, because I do want to get I do want like a cool tone neutral palette here also. I have the ColourPop Stone Cold Fox at my house. It's my personal palette, but I thought about purchasing one just to have here. Next I have the Pat McGrath Bronze Temptation palette. This is an older palette, and I'm gonna just get rid of that one, sanitize it up real good, and give away. I have the Warrior by Juvia's. This is a nice neutral palette, but I feel like it's pretty limited, especially like with the mattes. It's gorgeous though, very pretty palette. That's one that's leaving the shop. This is the Nomad Cosmetics Cartagena Mágica. And this is like a coral looking color story. Really pretty. I don't think I've used this yet on a client. Then I have the Enduring Love. So pretty. It's like, I'm holding the light because it's one of the shades cracked. But this is by, by Sydney Grace. And I'm gonna keep that one, take that back to the house. That was a gift to me. And then I have the BH Cosmetics Fairy Lights palette. This used to be one of my favorite palettes. That's what it looks like. Super pretty. I'm taking that back, and I have more to go. This is the Patrick Star One Size, the Visionary palette. And this is like a neutral with a pop of blue. Pretty palette. I have the Juvia's Place Wahala palette. That's another one that's super pretty. And this one, I might keep this here. The OPV Yamoha palette. This is a nice, super deep, neutralish palette. This palette is super pretty. Yeah, I'm debating if I want to keep, I'll see. I might keep this in the shop. I'll decide. See, all these palettes, I have a few more. This is the Nomad Cosmetics Orient Express. And the thing about this palette is, okay, this was once in my personal collection. This palette, I have a hard time being inspired when I look at this palette. It's just, it feels all over the place to me a little bit. It's pretty, but it just feels all over the place with the colors because it has these blues, it has red and greens and yellows and stuff. And then the shimmer shades are, to me, they feel, well, some of them feel deeper than the mattes. So I don't know, but I'm getting rid of this palette. Somebody else can love on it. This is the Watch Me Blush palette by the Crayon Case. I used to use this palette all the time on myself. I used to use the browns for my bronzer, and then this shade here. Yeah, this shade here I used to use for my highlighter. I think this for my blush, or I used to mix the two of these for my blush. This palette is really nice. And I'm debating what I want to do. I think I'll go ahead and pass this on, honestly, because I really don't be using it. This is the Berries and Cream by Dominic Cosmetics. This is a nice one. It's really pretty. This is a nice bridal looking palette as well. Super pretty. Yeah, this was in my collection for a while as well, and I didn't use it much, so I'm gonna get rid of that. And this is the Pat McGrath Labs, what is this called? Artistry palette. The Mothership Mega Celestial Nirvana. And I bought this from TJ Maxx specifically for the shop. This is what it looks like. Yeah, this is a pretty palette. I don't know if it's showing good. There it is. This is a nice one. I have used this on clients a couple of times. I honestly might just take this home too, because this is newer, a newer palette in my collection. So that's it as far as the face palettes, the eyeshadow palettes. So what I'm adding back, again, this palette, colorful. I'm really like stuck right now because I'm like, okay, should I take that Yolando palette back home or just leave it here so I can have multiple colorful palettes? This is a tough one, guys. I'm gonna put these side by side so I can really get a really good look at them. So putting them side by side, this is tough. Try not to drop them on this hard floor. Okay. This one has deeper mattes, but I do have that neutral palette, the coffee shop palette, to cover those deeper shades. This is so pretty. Oh my gosh, this is tough. You know what, guys? I'm gonna keep both. I'm gonna leave both here for now, just to see, I guess, which one I reach for the most when it comes to like the colorful shades. I might come back and reevaluate down the line. If I feel like I'm reaching for this more for the shadows, then I might go ahead and get rid of this one. But for now, I will keep both. Then I'm adding in the Morphe palette, these two Beauty Bay palettes, the Coffee Shop palette, these glittery singles. I'm deciding to go ahead and just leave those here. Let me show you guys really up close how they look. They're super pretty, sparkly. I love how glittery they are, and they can really elevate the look. So I'm gonna keep those here. And then of course, I'll be keeping the crayon case blush binder. I almost forgot to show these two little palettes from ColourPop. This is the Cream Soda Quad. That's what that looks like. I don't think this has ever been used before. Yeah, they're little acrylic quads are like so fragile. They break so easily. This one is the Sorbet palette. That one's not broken. There's that. And that's it, guys. So yeah, that's the verdict. So I'm gonna just keep those few palettes, and I'm really satisfied with that. That really narrows things down, because sometimes I find myself using like 3 different palettes on one eye look for a person, and that's crazy because I have to reach over here for a super deep brown and reach over here for, you know, the right type of sparkle, the right type of light colored matte. So yeah, I feel better about this decision. I completely forgot I was supposed to be vlogging today. It's several hours later and I'm about to give myself a chemical peel. This is my first time ever doing a chemical peel on myself. This is my first time ever doing like an actual chemical peel, period, or having one done, period. So the one I'm doing is the lactic, 20% lactic acid peel, and this one is really good for evening out your skin tone and brightening it up and adding moisture and all that stuff. So I'm just doing a double cleanse on my face right now, and I already mixed up my neutralizing solution. 1 cup of water and 1 teaspoon of baking soda, and I have that in this little cup here. Now I'm going to use the SkinScript glycolic and retinol pads to degrease my skin. Okay, and now it's time for the peel. So this is the peel I'm using. It's the skinscript 20% lactic lightening peel. I'll be using this. I have my gauze here. I'm going to put a little of the peel in this cup. And I'm going to set my timer once I start putting it on. All right. My nerves are a little bad right now. I'm sure it'll be fine though. So it's time to start. My timer is set for 7 minutes, and let's go. That sit for a little bit. I feel the tingling already. I'm gonna let this sit for a little bit until it dries completely, and then I'm gonna go over it with another layer. It's okay so far. Definitely feel the tingling, but it's not unbearable. I have stuff on my face. All right, let's go over it again. So that is layer number 2. I know my lighting is really bad, but I have layer number 2 on. I feel the tingle. And I don't think I'm gonna go over it anymore. I'm just gonna let this sit for another 2 to 4 minutes. And then I'm going to rinse it off and neutralize my skin with the baking soda and water mixture. So I'll be back. Okay, time to remove it with that baking soda mixture. So I'm just gonna dip my little aesthetic wipe in it. I know I'm probably out of frame, I'm sorry, but try not to drip water everywhere. Okay, so I have it all off. I don't feel tingling anymore. So it's rinse off good. I'm sorry about this light. Let me turn this way. Okay, this is much, much better. But this is my skin after the peel. I have a couple of little dark spots and breakout bumps and stuff, so I guess we'll see what happens. Okay, so I think I'm gonna close the vlog out. Sorry. I think I'm gonna close the vlog out. It is going on 6 o'clock, so I closed at 7, so I only have like a little over an hour left. Honestly, this day flew by, and I feel like I got quite a bit done. I did like some paperwork for my taxes, and I did, you know, a little bit of spa behind the scenes things. I know it wasn't that eventful. Thought somebody was coming. But I know this vlog, you know, wasn't that eventful, but this is just kind of what I do here when I'm not busy with clients. So thank you guys for tuning in. If you like this kind of video, if you like vlogs, please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you're not already, and I will catch you in the next one. See you guys later.